All right, hello. This is the third video in a series of videos on QGIS election mapping. If you haven't seen the first two, I strongly recommend that you watch those before this one, or at least you should watch the first one before this one, because there is a lot of information that is assumed that you already know from those two videos in this video. So this video is going to be building on the previous two because it is another case of idea manipulation, but it is also the first time that the spreadsheet that we are, or the data that we're going to use is not already coming with the shapefile. So what I'm going to be mapping out in this video is the 2016 election result in Ohio's 32nd state Senate district between Sean O'Brien and Robert Allen. On the voting election science team, which I have used for for the two previous videos, they do not have this data. Instead, I'm going to be getting that from the Ohio Secretary of State website, and we can get that by going to 2016 and then clicking this thing that says results by precinct, right? Yeah. And we'll see it downloads an Excel file that we can use. The shapefile, though, we are going to be getting from the voting and election science team. So I'm going to do OH_2016, where OH is the two-letter code for Ohio. Then press accept. And yeah, now both these are downloaded here. I'm going to select both of those and then drag those into the map folder thing. And then I'm going to extract this here again so that we can get the DBF file. So first of all, yeah, we're going to open this precinct file, which contains the 2016 elections in Ohio. And at the same time, I'm also going to open the DBF file for, oh, what just happened? This is, okay, this is open now, and this is open. Okay, great. And I'm going to minimize this for now, but you can see under here, it has the all the options that we can select for elections. This is State Senate is part of the General Assembly, so I'm going to click here. Then what I'm going to do is, first of all, you can see these things, they're kind of like very large and in the way. I'm just going to select these things on top. And then if I like drag here for the F column, it's going to, it's obviously going to reduce the width of the F column, but it's also going to reduce the width of all the other columns and make it equal to the width of what I just made the F column. So you can see now those are much smaller. I think I'm actually going to decrease this more actually. Yeah, and now we want, yeah, I could probably do Control F and then find Sean. Yeah, Sean O'Brien there. I'm actually gonna decrease these ones even further because those are unnecessary. And yeah, I think it's only these two candidates for the state Senate district. But then we also have to worry about copying our IDs over. Now, if we look at this, first of all, you can, if you look at this column, this one is much shorter than, like, if you see a GeoID column, first of all, those are like pretty much always unique, I think. So this one is unique, but this one is smaller, and if you actually check with the remove duplicates and do this, you'll actually see that this one. Okay, well, I think the reason is because like it actually is unique. You can see that there are multiple of those things. That's the reason why it's not unique, and those are like water precincts, so it doesn't matter. But this one is unique. Just yeah, you don't have to worry about the water precincts because they don't have like any data associated with them. But this ID is unique. And we can see the 3 digits at the end of it are basically these precinct codes here. And these first digits, you would kind of be able to tell this by looking at the county FP codes. First of all, county FP codes, these are basically, they go like 1, 3, 5, so they're all like odd numbers, and they're like in order of the counties alphabetically, like their names. And you can kind of see that each of these are instead of being numbered 1, 3, 5, etc., these are just numbered 1 through 88 because there are 88 counties in Ohio. So you can see they're like even numbers for these. And basically, what I'm trying to say is these first 3 digits, they're just the county names. They're just ordered based on the county names alphabetically, and they just go from 1 through 88, counting by 1. So Adams would be like 001, Allen is 002, Ashland is 003, and so with that, we'll be able to create the first 3 digits in this ID. So basically that means what we're going to want to copy are the county name and the precinct codes to make our IDs. So I'm going to do Control-C for this, and I'm going to open a new Excel workbook. And then we can paste the county names there. And then, of course, we're going to also want the precinct codes. So I'm going to paste this here. And then what we want is we're also going to want, okay, apparently I need to find Sean O'Brien again. Great. And then we can copy Robert Allen and Sean O'Brien's vote totals. And we can paste this. And we can paste this here. I want to copy. This is annoying. Control down, copy, paste. Okay, I'm gonna do enable editing. Maybe that'll fix it. All right, I'm gonna shrink these again. Just gonna do that. And then we can scroll over to 32. Robert Allen and Sean O'Brien, control down, copy, and then paste. Great. And now we can close this out because we have our totals for, I'm going to not save that. So now we have our 2 IDs that we need, and we have the Robert Allen and Sean O'Brien. I'm also going to just, these are unnecessary. Actually, I could probably right click here and then cut those. Delete. There. Okay, so that deleted those 2 rows, which were unnecessary. Those were just like random information. So now what we're going to do is we're going to want to create, of course, a unique ID, which is this. Just going to paste that there so that the name is the same and we don't have to recall what it is later. And then for these first 3 digits, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the county name, open a new sheet, and then paste. And then in the search bar, I'm going to do remove duplicates. And that way you can see the counties are all alphabetically how we want them. And so basically now what we want to do is we want to make a corresponding column which has them from 001 up to 088, which, as I said earlier, is the first 3 digits for each of these. And basically the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to do equals 1 and then equals this plus 1. So the column above for plus 1. And that'll basically add 1 to all of them because remember the cells paste relative to where they were. And as a result, we have 1 through 88. And then I'm going to introduce a new command, which is an equals rept command. And basically with this command, what we want to do is, as it says, it repeats text, and then it repeats that a number of times. So what we want to do is we want to repeat zeros because we want each of these to be 3 digits with the corresponding number of zeros in front. So basically, we want the text that we're repeating to be zeros, and then we want to repeat that 3 minus and then the length of this. So basically, this means that since the length of this is 1, it'll repeat zeros 3 minus 1 times, which is 2 times. So it'll generate 2 zeros. But then after that, we also want and then we want this number. And so basically, that gives us 001. And then we can paste these all down. And we can see now that they're all 3 digits. And they all have the corresponding number of zeros in front. So then I'm going to copy this. And then I'm going to, because it's best to just do this with like 1 column or 2 columns. It's just like less clutter. So I'm going to paste here, right click to have this paste option menu. And then we're going to want it pasted as values. If we paste as formulas, or if we just paste regular, you can see it sort of messes up like the thing because it's pasting formulas, not the values. So we want to paste the values. And then we can just delete this. And then this, it doesn't matter what we title. I'll just title it like ID. It doesn't matter. And then now we are going to utilize a second type of command. This one's definitely more important. And you are often using it when you're trying to get IDs from like a different table. And basically this command is called a VLOOKUP command. And basically the way it works is you do equals VLOOKUP, and then basically what a VLOOKUP command does is In this case, what we want is we want the corresponding ID for the county name, and we already have the county ID is here. So basically, what a VLOOKUP command does is it detects what each of these values are. It scans for them in this table, and then it outputs the corresponding ID. And basically, the way that works is we do equals VLOOKUP, and then the thing we're looking for in the table, which is the county name, and then we can do comma, and then we can go over to sheet 2, and we select the top 2 rows, and then we can do is a comma, and then the name of the column which has the value that we want. So the value that we want is in the second column, the ID column, so we do 2, and then we're going to want to do a comma and false, so that gives us an exact match, and then we close the parentheses, and that should be fine like that. But that only gives us, remember, that only gives us the first 3 digits for the ID, like that. So then after this, we want to type and then we want the precinct code. Then we can press enter, and that gives us our ID. That gives us, that gives us this. So now we have the format for all our IDs for this, and when we paste down, it'll generate for all of these. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the D minus R as I showed you earlier. So it's going to be Sean O'Brien minus Robert Allen divided by the sum of these two. This thing, I know I've been talking about in the previous spreadsheets, but they were in there. Div 0 errors are basically when there are no total votes in a given precinct. For gradients, which we are using to map these, it doesn't matter if you have div 0 errors. But you'll see there are later ones where they don't have them. Most of them are div 0 errors though, because this has all the precincts in the state. And this map is only for Ohio's 32nd. I mean, you can see, yeah, there was a split second there where, yeah, you saw those IDs. So there are ones where there is actual data. But for most of them, there's not going to be any data because we're only mapping out data in one state senate district. So this is what we want. Then I'm just going to copy this and paste this as values. That way I can delete the sheet 2 and it won't destroy like the references. Yeah, now this is done because we now have our IDs. And then we can press X and we'll save this as OH_final. And then, yeah, this we can also X out. Don't save. And now this process is pretty similar to what we previously did, except there's also one additional thing that I'm going to be showing you regarding clipping. Yeah, but first let me join the data and I'll get to that. So we need this, and then we need our OH_final. We can drag these two in, press enter, and then we can project it here. And then we can type in here, Ohio North. Yep, okay. And then apply, and then we can go here, properties, joins, and then plus, and then since we named them the same thing, they're pretty easy to identify. And then we can apply this, and now the data should be joined properly. Now, as I mentioned before, well, first of all, Ohio is obviously not, or it has like water borders you can see here with Lake Erie. So yeah, basically we are obviously going to need to clip this, but not just because of the water boundaries, but also because we only want a specific state senate district. That's another thing that clipping is really good for. It's good at taking a specific portion of the state that you want to map out. If we go here, I have this in, this is Ballotpedia. We can scroll up here and we can see, since this is before 2022, these were the boundaries for the map. And you can see it's only a small section of the state. And if we get a state senate map, then we're able to clip it to this. And we are able to get one right here at the census. I think I'll link this in the comment. So obviously we want 2016, and then we want state legislative districts. And then in Ohio, there is the state senate and state house. Since we're mapping the state senate, that is the upper chamber. And we are going to want Ohio. And then we can press download. And yeah, now we should have in our download folder. And then we can just drag this into QGIS. And we can then select this, which is the 32nd State Senate District. And then we can go vector, geoprocessing tools, clip. And yeah, this is just the same thing as clipping it before, but it clips to just a specific part of the state. So yeah, now we have our data for the 32nd State Senate District, and now the whole symbology thing is just the same as before. I'll just quickly do this so that you can see that the map actually works out. So it's ramp underscore color, full color, scale underscore linear, fields and values, and then we can get the D minus R, comma space, -1, comma space 0, comma space 1. And yeah, we can see that the map worked out like that. So yeah, that is the basics of map making with or the next basic case of ID manipulation. Make sure to stick around for the next video where I go into more depth on that. The next video should be a little bit more complicated, but it should still be understandable. And then the video after that should be the video where I show you how to make elections with more than just a Democrat and a Republican. So yeah, that's it for now. And yeah.